My name's Ginger Story-Welch, and a couple of weeks ago I did a presentation at the UU Church here in Canton on the topic of the military's concern about the national security risks of climate change. And to tell you the truth, the thing that I would really like to do on days like that is go out, hang out in the woods, because I really love nature and everything. But I have 7 grandchildren, and I am seeing how climate change is a huge risk for my grandchildren's lives. So I spent a lot of time dealing with this issue, and I've become aware that the U.S. military has been concerned about climate change since at least 1990. That was their first report that came out. It was a U.S. Navy War College report. There have been 102 reports. Most of us are not aware of them, but there have been 102 reports since then that have cited climate change as a national security issue. Some of those reports are military, some of them are governmental. Some of them just mentioned that. Some of them are specifically on the issue of national security and climate change. The military totally gets it on climate change. There's not a whole lot of denial in the military. The 2019 U.S. Army War College report, Implications of National Security and Climate Change, is a powerful document to read. The second sentence of this report, so you figure second sentence, it's pretty important, states, the Department of Defense is precariously unprepared for the climate-induced global security threats. Second sentence. In this report, they talk about how rising seas will, not could, will displace tens, if not hundreds of millions of people worldwide. They talk about how in the country of Bangladesh that there's 250 river deltas that form this nation. And with sea level rise, they're expecting to displace tens of millions of Bangladeshis. And the report says, where will these people go? It's just extremely sobering to me. At the same time that Congress has been debating about whether climate change is real or not, in Russia, they have totally accepted that it's happening. They are not trying to suppress it or address climate change and stop it. They're exploiting it. That same 2019 report had a map of the Arctic in it that showed over a dozen new bases, Russian bases, that have been put in the Arctic. So it's obvious to me that they are lining up, that as the Arctic opens up with further warming, and keep in mind that the polar areas warm faster than the rest of the planet, they're lining up to take advantage of it. And meanwhile, we still have people who are debating whether this is real or not, and we have a president who's talking about it being a hoax. And I think it's time for us all to wake up. And so one of the things that I'm trying to do is get people to recognize that how much the military is concerned about this. And I have to say one last thing. It really angers me to think of how the same people in Congress who are denying that climate change is an issue are the same people who are pro-military. And their choices about climate change have put our military at further risk unnecessarily.